What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. I checked out Eternals in IMAX, and this is the 26th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Can you believe it? We are up to 26 films in the MCU. This is also the third film in Phase 4, and the third film, a third Marvel film in the MCU for 2021. We're going to get Spider-Man No Way Home in December. So we are treated to a lot of Marvel awesomeness. And this one is pretty exciting because I not only was highly anticipating it because, well, first of all, I'm looking forward to all Marvel films, but it's just that I was excited to see something different. And I'm sure you guys already know this is the lowest rated film on Rotten Tomatoes, and I didn't really care for that because I want to watch anything that is Marvel. And to top things off, I just feel like I'm ready for something different. You know, Phase 3 is over, the Thanos, or rather the Infinity Saga is over, so it's time to introduce the fans to brand new ideas, brand new characters, and just brand new, just a fresh start. So I'm really looking forward to this one because this one is the most different out of everything that we've seen in the past. Because, of course, Black Widow is still connected with Infinity Saga. And then there was Shang-Chi, who is still a character that, you know, eventually at some point in time will join the Avengers. But the Eternals, they are something entirely different. This is like a totally brand new thing. And that's why I wanted to watch this one. That's why I was looking forward to this one the most out of all the 2021 Marvel films. Anyways, this one's directed by Chloe Zhao. It is her first big budget Hollywood film after directing Nomadland, which was an indie film, and it won a lot of awards and Golden Globes and Academy Awards. And this one has a really diverse cast, and I'm just gonna list them all. We got Angelina Jolie as Thena. She's like the goddess of war, and she can produce weapons out of thin air. Salma Hayek is Ajax. I think she leads the Eternals. And her ability is to heal. She can heal everybody, like or people, things that people who she touches, beings. We got Gemma Chan, who is Cersei, and her ability is to manipulate matter. She changes matter into other things. Like she changed objects into other things. Okay, Richard Madden is Icarus. He's basically like the Superman. He can fly and he can shoot lasers out of his eyes. We got Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo, who shoots lasers from his two fingers, like laser guns. Leah McHugh plays Sprite, and I'm not quite sure what her ability really is. I think she's kind of like a Loki, where she can create illusions and try to trick you, like a trickster. We got Brian Tyree Henry as Fastos, and he can, I guess, create technology. He literally just creates technology. And Lauren Ridloff plays Makari, who is actually one of my favorite Eternals. She's a speedster, so she's like the Flash or Quicksilver. She's just really fast and can go super fast. Barry Keoghan is Druig, and his ability is mind control. And then we have Ma Dong-seok, who also known as Don Lee, who plays Gilgamesh, and his ability is just brute strength. All right, he's a brawler. He's got like basically superhuman strength. But anyways, they're all like gods. They're Eternals. So how do I feel about this film? Despite the fact that it is the lowest rated film on Rotten Tomatoes, I think it is awesome. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. It's 2.5 hours long, and I didn't feel it was 2.5 hours long. It didn't feel long. It didn't feel like there was a dull moment. There was big action. For a lot of fans who are worried that this film might not have a lot of action in its 2.5 hour runtime, when there is action, it is big action. It's pretty spectacular, and you get all the types of action that you're used to seeing, like for example in Iron Man, and you know, high flying superheroes and characters with superhuman strength. You get all that. And not only that, they aren't just fighting super villains, they're fighting the deviants, which are like dragons and creatures. So I thought that was really cool. It's a very fresh take. And this is, out of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, I like that this feels very different. It feels, you can almost say in a way it feels a bit disconnected, but it is actually very connected because it is dealing with the Celestials. Excuse me. It's dealing with the Celestials. which is an idea, or actually these beings that we don't know anything about except they were teased in Guardians of the Galaxy. And this ventures into the cosmic realm of the MCU. So we get to see more of that, and we get to know more about the history of this whole universe. And it is connected with the Thanos story as well. So and the Infinity Stones. So it's very, very interesting to see this story play out. It's definitely got more. It's more dramatic. There's more drama involved. It's a more emotional story. But when it comes down to the action, actually, I really, really love the action. It's we're so used to seeing the fighting between all the different Avengers characters that we've seen in the past, and those are like big action set pieces. This is a little bit more contained, but it's still very, very exciting because we have 10 characters with 10 different abilities, and it's just so cool to see them work together. It's like a brand new team. And not only that, I think they all have great chemistry together. Like they don't all work well together, as in like they might seem like a family, but they actually have a lot of struggles within themselves, and that's what makes them more relatable. I find that these characters, although they are gods, I still find that we're able to connect with them on a more human level because that they've lived on Earth as like trying to be humans and trying to fit in for thousands of years. So the opportunity to be more like human is there. But at the end of the day, they are still super beings, and they do a lot of very, very extraordinary things. I like this film. I don't think it's like on the same level of greatness as, like, for example, Endgame, or the top tier Avengers films, but I still think it's a really, really great one. And like I said, I really think that it's time for fresh new ideas. And Chloe Zhao, the director, she gave us something that is very, very extraordinary, very different, and I feel like that's what we need. We need to inject new life in the MCU, and I don't really want to keep on seeing like Iron Man keep on fighting somebody who wants to challenge his technology, or another super soldier trying to challenge a Captain America, I think it's really time to see something different, and this is exactly what we need. So I'm gonna give Eternals an 8 out of 10. It's definitely a really great film. And I don't know why it has such a low score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it really doesn't matter. I think that Rotten Tomatoes actually needs to update their roster of critics, because I feel like they've already made up their mind that they wouldn't like this film just because of what they saw in the trailers and how it's so different than what they've seen in the previous films in the past 12 years. So, like, they've already created expectations for themselves, and if those expectations aren't met because the film is so different, then they already decided that, okay, well, this is not going to be a great film. But it's quite the opposite of that, because, like I said before, it's something very, very fresh, and I welcome these characters and this story to the MCU because it is part of the MCU. So there you have it. 8 out of 10. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend watching it in the biggest screen that you that you have in your town or city, because there are some really grand scenes. I'm serious. Like, there's some scenes that are really, really huge, and they just look great on a giant screen. All right, and you can see the wide and huge scope and scale of how big this movie is. Okay. Anyways, my name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.